Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Kigali, Rwanda. This is the FIBA AfroBasket, and it's game day one, Central African Republic taking on Egypt in the second game of the day, Group B. Well, Egypt certainly threw down the gauntlet to the opposition in the qualifiers, getting ready for this AfroBasket, marching into this competition. Central African Republic, of course, always there or thereabouts in the middle of the pack. They are going to be trading blows here, tipping off at 1:30 local time. Rwanda taking on Democratic Republic of Congo later on after the opening ceremony, and Angola then will take on Cape Verde. And of course, we watched Tunisia open this tournament with a resounding win over Guinea. So Egypt looking to hit the ground running. I'm Jeff Taylor, joined by Graham Hiscock. And Graham, as we look at the rankings, Egypt there at number 62 in the FIBA World Ranking, and Central African Republic just 14 spots lower at number 76. So this should be a good one.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it, Jeff. Good afternoon, everybody, wherever you're watching this game. And the AfroBasket 2017, there wasn't many spots between them. 8th Egypt, 11th Central African Republic, and again, a clash of styles. Egypt will run their sets similar to Tunisia. They've had success and been on the podium. 2013 they were second. Central African Republic, as you say, always at the finals, and they could be really explosive, and they have Roman Sato in their ranks just to calm the young guns down and the athletes that are going to run and gun, keep them under control, and he could be a real key player for them, even if he doesn't play a lot of minutes, just giving all his experience.
Of course, Graham, the team that wins the group is going to go straight to the quarterfinals. And the teams that finish second, third will play in a qualification for the quarterfinals. The team that finishes fourth will not move on. And you know, we already know that Guinea have circled their next game against Central African Republic as the game that they believe that gives them the best chance to win to get into that third spot. But who knows? And the other thing is Central African Republic, maybe they can come out and you'd have to say get a surprise win against Egypt. Egypt, they know that they want to win the group so they can go straight to the quarterfinals. You want to avoid as many hurdles as possible. Yeah,
you don't want too many unknowns. They've got Tunisia in the next game day of this group, which is going to be a thriller, I'm sure. The two highest ranked teams in this group. But Central Africa Federation, they're going to have to watch out for Guinea, Republic, excuse me, and they're going to have to watch out for Guinea and be ready for them. But they've got some top players. They're missing Alan Dekossi, though. They've got to concentrate on who's here, but he was one of their key players in the qualifiers. Evans Ganapamo does play. Michael Mokongo, their leading assist man, is playing. Sato in. Max Kuger and Jim Rabe, they were the key players from the qualifiers. They are here. Lots of continuity, and I think this could be a really exciting game. I would see it a lot closer than the first game we've just had.
Well, Egypt certainly laid the wood to a lot of their opponents in the qualifiers. They have been impressive, but their coach, Ahmed Marai, looked a little bit concerned coming into this a couple of days ago, not really happy with how his team was playing. So we'll see how it all plays out. In the meantime, we're going to have a pause in the commentary for the playing of the national anthems.
And now, the national anthem of Central African Republic.
Always great to see the passion in the stands, the flags. It's all about national teams. It's all about playing for your country, playing for pride, and also the same for these referees. Redouin Darif, Julio Cesar, Anaya Frail, and Arnold Mosea getting the call today. And also get a look at the lineups. Both teams warming up here, Egypt and Central African Republic, getting ready for their opening clash at the AfroBasket. And of course, we had to see Tunisia earlier on shake off the rust or dust off the cobwebs, whatever you want to say. It took them a while to get going, but once they got going, they just blew things away. And I'm really curious to see how well Egypt played today. I know that Central African Republic perhaps challenged offensively over the years, but defensively, intensity-wise, they usually are really up for it, though. Here's Egypt. Who stands out for you?
Yeah, Metwali, Anis Mahmoud, two of the key players from the qualifiers. But throughout the squad, they've got a lot of the guys from the qualifiers here. Metwali, Abdul Halim, and Mahmoud, who's been playing in the G League, Shusha as well, and one of the tough players speaking to the staff. And
now Ahmed Marai, by the way, is to the right, not the one sitting down. Right there, standing up, the older gentleman with the mustache, obviously the former great. That's Ahmed Marai, and his son Asim Marai, not able to play because he's playing in Korea. Anyway, Central African Republic, of course. Romain Sato, perhaps one of the big stories, coming back to play for the national team.
Yeah, you've got someone like Romain Sato, and then Evans Ganapamo, 26 years old, who's their key player in the qualifiers, leading scorer, 15 points a game, along with Alan Tokosi, but he's injured, not playing. So Yannick Sachi will be huge for them, as well as Max Kuger. And they'd lost against Tunisia in their last game, and they really struggled with turnovers in that game. And their average for the qualifiers was good.
Gianni Vianney with his back to us rather there, getting the call as the head coach. Of course, it was Ulrich Marida.
Yeah, we're not sure how that's come about, if the change has been made during camp. And there is Ahmed Marai, who gave us a lot of his time a couple of days ago and spoke about Egypt's chances.
Yeah, Ahmed Marai, again, quite a colorful character, to put it mildly. Hugely, well, just a giant figure really in basketball. And it's fun to watch him pass down his genes to his son, who is obviously a huge star in 2013 when Egypt went on that very surprising run to the final to qualify for the FIBA Basketball World Cup 2014. Now he can't play because he's now playing in Korea. And if he were to play, there would be like a lengthy quarantine. It would really delay his start. So they decided, perhaps it was best to move forward without him in this tournament. But he definitely wanted to be here.
Sure, and he's done some good things in the Basketball Champions League.
Oh boy, has he! Great player.
Yeah, and really like him. And you can see with the dad, it's so much experience passed on to him. And he's going to try and guide this Egyptian team out of this group. And it's going to be tough if you're only guaranteed to get out winning the group. That makes it really interesting, and some really meaningful games between the second and third place teams.
Well, hello everybody. Welcome to the Kigali Arena in Kigali, Rwanda. Second game of the day underway here between Egypt and Central African Republic. And Anas, boy, had a nice spin move in the lane, and then the ball just kind of slipped out of his hands.
Early pressure from Egypt, getting in the passing lane, similar to what Tunisia did to Guinea.
And Sato certainly is quite a challenge. Misses the shot there. Anas, terrific athlete, and the first three, nope. Central African Republic get the rebound.
Just got to take care of the ball, Central African Republic. No easy turnovers. Guinea had real issues in the first game.
That was Omar Hussein who had missed that last shot. Mokongo gets it down low and going up and snatching the ball out of the air, Kavarius Keshon Hayes. And he was fouled.
Yeah, that's a good play, putting pressure on the interior defense, just a screen and then diving to the bucket, gets in behind, and the only way they could stop him was fouling, so that's a good ploy by Central African Republic.
And Egypt arguing that he was not in the shooting motion, but I don't know if you have an opinion on that. Looked like he was going up for the alley catch.
Unless they're saying he was fouled in midair before he came back down to go up for the shot. But he's got the two shots, so.
So he makes one of the two, and Egypt score the first point of the game. And, excuse me, in Central African Republic scoring the first point. They've registered the wrong point on the scoreboard. No, they've got it right now. Okay, so here's Egypt. Driving in and a little bit of contact, no call. Central African Republic over to Kugari. Kugari met as he crosses midcourt by Omar Farag Azab.
Yeah, already a big difference there with that help and the way they swarmed around the ball. There's no way through for Egypt. Great defense.
Hayes has it up high, hands it off to his guard, Mokongo. Over to Kugara. Grabongo. And Anas gets his hands on the basketball, rebounds it, and brings it back for Egypt. Of course, Anas, as you look at Marai barking out some orders. Anas among the Egyptians that have played college basketball. He played at Louisville, really did excite Cardinal Nation. Here he is. Central African Republic really extending their defense here. Dula, and he goes down, turns it over. Grabongo comes up with the basketball, and Kugara gets it over to Mokongo, who gets in the paint, puts up a tough left-handed runner.
And you can already see the difference between Central African Republic and Guinea. Guinea just didn't have that point guard, and Central African Republic and Mokongo, and he's already key in this game.
Ali, short. So again, another opportunity for CAF, who have looked pretty confident here with the start. Hayes, right at the line, rattles out.
It's a good-looking shot, though, wide open. Got to take it.
So a foul has been called, and really, things not looking very fluid right now for the Egyptians. Whereas Mokongo making a tough, aggressive move and getting the basket, that left hand, and there you see the hold on Anas. So Hayes goes out after fouling Anas.
I think it's going to be key, Mokongo. If he can get the ball, he wants the ball every time there's a rebound. There's no one else dribbling the ball out. Total discipline for them. If he can push the ball down the floor before Egypt can get set on defense, Central African Republic can get a lot of easy scores there.
Dula from the arc. And the follow. Hussein, nope. Now he gets it back, hands it off. And boy, the aggressive play down low, not giving anything cheaply away. Central African Republic.
Roman Sato there, Jeff, with the block, coming over to help the 40-year-old veteran.
Now Dula in the open floor. Passes down low to Anas. Hasn't really been able to get going yet. Turns, puts his little jump hook over the rim. And you can see that Coach Marai is a little disgruntled over there on the bench.
Yeah, maybe their shot was a touch rushed by Anas. Two defenders, one on him and one coming towards him. Maybe an extra pass. Maybe he gets the ball back in a better position. And this is ironic. Egypt, the leading scorers of all clubs in the qualifiers. The only team over 90 points a game. They're scoreless at the moment.
Yeah, they definitely look not as in sync as we saw them in the qualifiers when they won all 5 of their games. And Central African Republic, meanwhile, you know, they got in with a 3-3 record, finishing 3rd behind Tunisia and the Democratic Republic of Congo in Group A, with Madagascar 0-6. So they were, I don't know, perhaps a tad fortunate, maybe, that Madagascar were in that group. But on the other hand, Democratic Republic of Congo, I mean, that was an interesting group. But Egypt just blew away everybody they played, especially Morocco, which was surprising for me. And they're checking something over at the commissioner's table right now. 13 on the shot clock, 3.5 minutes into the game.
Well, Clement is over there as well, Jeff, so that's a technical issue. Oh, they're just realigning
the scoreboard, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I've been really impressed with this start by Central African Republic. Congo, their leading assist man, for over 5 assists a game in the qualifiers. You can see clearly he's the floor general. Get the rebound, get the ball to me, and I'll orchestrate the offense. And that's almost a little bit old school, but you know, if you can have someone as quick as him and as skillful as him getting the ball early.
Okay, back to live action. Dula to Ali, spins, goes to work on Grabongo. Back outside to Dula on the right. And Ali with the offensive rebound, fouled on the putback attempt.
That's a good offensive rebound there. That's the way they're going to have to start their scoring, get to the free throw line, and get themselves into this game. Very low scoring at the moment.
So Ali misses, and it's a shaky start here for Egypt. And again, you mentioned it, the highest scoring team in the qualifiers. And historically, you know, putting the ball in the basket has been a real struggle for the Central African Republic. So low scoring game to start off with. Defense and the rebounding, just no fluidity whatsoever for Egypt. Trying to pick things up defensively. Sato steps into a 3, short.
Yeah, good defense by Omar. He got right in Sato's face.
Oh, beautiful bounce pass, the drive, but the great rim protection by the Central African Republic.
Yeah, and that's great defense, but also Egypt are chasing Makongo all round the court now. They don't want him to get any easy looks with passes or shots.
Cougar passes back out to Jimmy Jimrabai, and that was short as well. And Grabongo doing a great job on the boards. He goes in, and 2 free throws coming the way for Central African Republic. This young Egyptian team struggling early on.
Yeah, it's a good attack of the basket. And he's not elevated hugely, but because he's gone with his left hand, protected it with his body, he gets to the free throw line.
Now Shusha coming into the game, I think you're going to see potentially an immediate upturn in the fortunes of Egypt. One of the more veteran players, see if he can calm things down. Bibo also getting ready to check in.
Bongo missing the first.
And he misses both free throws, but they're going to say Egypt were in the lane too early.
65% from the line for the qualifiers, so
Zanveni, player turned coach, and again another miss. Now Shusha, always looking to provide a spark on both ends. Shusha, Omar Farag, Shusha into the corner, gets it back. Tries to hand it off, and they certainly are not going to be guilty of not trying to pass the ball, but Coach Marai saying, hey, Shusha, you could have scored there. You put it up. Watch this. Instead of going for the layup, well, to be fair, it looked like Jimmy Jemrabai had a pretty good defense.
Yeah, it was great chasing defense, but Shusha had a chance to shoot it as soon as he caught it from outside.
Anas from the arc, had to put one up. He was not able to rebound it. Cougar in the open floor. Central African Republic, where that was a sloppy pass by Cougar behind the back into the hands of Egypt.
Yeah, it's good D by Sahata. You need something like that to happen, get them going.
And Azab, good, the three, and just like that, Egypt have taken the lead.
Well, they've made some subs. The guys who've come in have made an immediate impact. That's a tough shot with a hand in his face.
Now Sato goes to work, turns, passes to Grabongo. He gets swatted by Anas. He gets swatted again! Not in my house, Anas says. And let's see if that ignites Egypt. Yeah, changes things.
That's great play by Anas. 2 blocks in the space of 2 seconds.
Grabongo did not expect that. Shusha shoots it and drills the 3. Now Egypt starting to find a little bit of rhythm.
And that's why Coach Murray is so respected. He makes the subs at the right time, and look at the response from his team.
The captain, Gindi, about ready to check into the game as well for Egypt. Shahata tries to recover on Makongo. Anas with the rebound.
Yeah, they chased Makongo all the way across the court there, and he ended up with a 1-on-2.
Anas, boy, he was tempted to try to go for it. Bibo fouled as he goes up, didn't go up strong. And his coach is giving him a talking to.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a soft finish by Akame Bibo Kalaf.
Look at this, game-changing swat here, and make that plural, swats. There's Jimmy Jemrai, in fact, not Grabongo, that was on the receiving end of that.
Yeah, I mean, that second shot, Jeff, he turned blind. Again, he wasn't expecting Anas to still be there. Could have maybe looked at over his right shoulder, come back to his left. He might have got the shot off, but Anas has obviously been looking at the highlight tape for Mejri, and those 2 blocks are as good as the blocks that we saw earlier for
Salah Mejri.
Yeah, Salah Mejri, fantastic.
The Tunisian Tower. Timeout by Central African Republic.
Yeah, total turnaround of fortunes, Egypt, showing that they are the higher ranked team and the highest. You can see why they were the highest scoring team as well, just in that sort of snapshot, those couple of minutes after the subs, with the block shots, the layups, the threes, all in quick succession. You can see why they can rack up the points. But as with Tunisia, maybe in the first game, just first 5-6 minutes, getting the rhythm of the competition, getting the rust off. Maybe they're going to go on a run now.
It has not been a thing of beauty. Look, a combined 2 of 15 inside the arc, 1 of 7 from three-point range, these two teams. And for Zion Veni, you have to be, I feel like Central African Republic played hard on defense, but you don't want to give the ball away like Cougar did on that break.
No, sloppy behind the back pass, and that just sort of undoes all the good work that you've done, because they were chasing all the cutters, they were helping out, they were rotating really well, and that's why Egypt was scoreless for 3.5, 4 minutes. But things are starting to change around now. And Bebo, next time he goes up for that move underneath, he needs to go up and throw it down.
Okay, Gindy, number 5, is checked in. Bebo is at the line. And Bebo makes the first. You know, in the old days, Egypt played in Europe.
Yes.
Incredible, isn't it?
We spoke about that, didn't we?
European champions.
Yeah.
Now they're in Africa. We'll have them for a long time. It's, I think it's 80. Here's Cougar. And Jimmy Jimrabai. Zache. And Gabongo off target. Bibo does a good job of going up for the basketball. Shahada down to Anas. And boy, nice. He's got all the moves, just doesn't have the finish. Not yet.
Slightly off balance as he went up with his left hand, but that was a quick attack.
Here again, Graham, Shusha defense, and I guess really for all these teams, you know, that first game can be tough. You know, it might take a while to settle in.
Yeah, it did for Tunisia, and it has done for Egypt, and now they're a step quicker on their defense, like that, taking it away from Sata, and now they're on the run with Gindy.
Yeah, Shahata doing a great job of pushing it, and his 3 attempt rims out. Gindy rebounds the miss, gets it back out to Shusha. Now Gindy lets it fly, goes in and out. A little bit more polish, perhaps, or pizzazz with that Egyptian offense than we're seeing from the Central African Republic team. Oh, that was nice. Just as I was saying that, Cougar delivered a beautiful bounce pass. And surprisingly, Jimmy Jimrabai not scoring, but he will go to the line for a couple of free throws.
That was a nice play. Jimrai just ducking in, and he was patient there. He got the defender to react. He didn't make the shot, but he goes to the line for 2 shots. There's some good support in here for Central African Republic. Can they be the 6th man?
So Shahada now brings it forward with Jimmy Jimrabai getting to the line, cutting that deficit. Gindy spins. Oh, what a spin move by the big fella. Here he goes. Number 5 is alive. Gindy.
Yeah, fantastic move. Leading scorer in the qualifiers, 14 points a game. That was a class move, finishing with his left hand.
See some nice quickness from the Egyptians. Look at this. You're gonna guard me, you're gonna gamble, I'm gonna make you pay.
Yeah, Omar Azab was put in the spin cycle there. And nice finish with the left hand.
So with Shusha and Gindy on the court, in my opinion, that's what changes everything. And now, as well, Kiju comes in, and he's a tough customer as well. So things starting to look a little more promising for Egypt. Mustafa El Makawe, number 17, or excuse me, number 14.
It's a good job, I think, with Akbar Murray. I don't know if he's going to do this in all the games. He's making a lot of subs, a lot of rotation of players and getting everybody minutes in this first quarter.
I see Murray about to blow a gasket over there on the sidelines. And Zache goes baseline and throws it down.
Wow. Highlight play right there, Jeff. He just exploded to the hoop, Dizashi.
Kiju spins, puts it up, and Jimmy Jimrabai did a great job defensively, and then the foul call to push on Kiju.
Wow, watch this. The closeout was off balance, and he's attacked it and just elevated and thrown it down. That is huge for the Central African Republic. Massive play, Jeff. That's what they got to do, attack the defense quickly while the rotations are still trying to catch up, and then a straightaway down the other end. The defense was a step quicker, and Jimrabai at the line.
Well, that dunk from Zache has changed everything, hasn't it? It's really brought some life to this Central African Republic team. Jimmy Jimrabai makes both free throws.
Yeah, they're feeding off each other, and that's such a huge play. Out of nothing, really, just blew past the first closeout, no help. Egypt need to learn quick to fill the lane up.
Now reach, and Curry Wegscheider reaches in and commits the foul, the 20-year-old. I think Murray was upset because he had wanted a timeout, and that's the, he later apologized, but then started up again. Again, a very colorful character.
Yeah, a lot of raw emotion there.
I mean, misses the first. He's checked into the game. Talent. Remember watching him play back in 2015 in Tunisia.
I think if Coach Marai keeps going, he will get attacked.
I mean, with the steal and the layup, how about that?
Wow, Ehab Saleh, Amin into the game, and again, cheap turnover.
Well, they're picking up the pressure now. The best way to beat pressure is to attack pressure, perhaps.
Yeah, they got to hurry. They just need to hurry up.
Well, you knew that nobody was stopping Kugri there, but he misses the shot. And Amin keeps it, puts it up, and misses everything.
Yeah, tough shot going left early in the offense as well. So he knew he had to make that to keep the coach happy, and they're fortunate to keep the ball.
Now an offensive foul called on Kiju.
A lot of screen action away from the ball there, Jeff, and maybe moving on the screen. Once you set that screen, get your feet wide, do not move.
Both teams over the limit here at the end of the first quarter. From Curry Wegscheider. Gets it to Jimmy Jimrabai. Yeah, it was Kiju that was called for the foul. Wegscheider over to Jimmy Jimrabai. And boy, Shusha almost blew the possession there, but now Gindy has it. Drives in, can't get it to drop, and the ball is wedged between the rim and the backboard. Might not see that for the rest of the AfroBasket.
It was
Watch this.
a little bit freakish there.
So it was Kiju who did it. Final seconds ticking off the first quarter. Zache over to Wegscheider, but that's too long. So at the end of one, it was a little slow in starting, but things started to pick up. The game coming to life. Egypt lead it 13-9 at the end of the first quarter over Central African Republic here in the Kigali Arena.
Yeah, slow start, Jeff, by both teams, but there was two 2 points in the game where things changed, and it was the substitutions for Egypt, and they just exploded. But the numbers don't look great. 1 of 7 from 3, no threes at all for the Central African Republic. Both teams have made a few free throws, but the substitutions from Egypt and then that huge dunk from Yannick Zaché started Central African Republic on their run. So some highlight plays, even though shooting percentages aren't great. And Mbongo, he was a real problem for Egypt, but they started to deal with him better by chasing him all around the floor, not giving him any lanes, because that's a tough layup with his left hand. Coach Marai just getting a little bit frustrated. And yeah, that's right, Shahata saying, let's move the ball, let's get open. That is a tough three, hand in the face, great concentration. Nice jump stop, fundamentals, footwork, and defense just couldn't get out to the ball. And that's why you need that high arc, especially when the D's closing out. And there's the double block from Anas, one. I'm not going to show the second, but there's the spin move, left hand finish. Got to know where you are. And this is the play of the day, I would suggest. Massive dunk. I mean, just quick attack of the closeout, no help. They're still trying to sort themselves out, Egypt, early in the offense. Crushed it. But the big question is, Jeff, can Central African Republic keep this going in the second quarter? Because you know Egypt can change things around in a hurry with whatever personnel they put on the floor. So concentration, get Mokongo back on the floor and in control of that ball. And Egypt will try and hurry Central African Republic up. Well, so they start to play out of control.
Omar Rabi's checked in, one of the other centers for Egypt, number 55. He takes a seat, catching his breath.
He's been doing a lot of talking with the refs, and he's obviously hoping for a couple of calls now.
Zanveni barking or giving some orders, and Mokongo, who's 35 years of age, gives a fist bump to the referee and says, "Let's go." It's a average age of 29, so it's a veteran team. This Central African Republic team, the average age is 26 for this Egypt team. Great defense in front of Shusha.
And of course, Mbongo and Roman Sato, 35 and 40 respectively, and great leaders for this for some of the younger players on this Central African Republic team.
Here's Zaché. Now getting it down low, and the bounce pass knocked away by Amin. He's been terrific since he's come in. And Shusha perhaps rushed it a little bit, and he's going to come out.
Great rebound by Jinrabe.
Grabongo for three. He was hoping a foul would be called as well.
It's a great quick release. Arabi coming over to try and block the shot.
Alley-oop pass. Oh, and Anas missed it. Looked like Gindi put it on a platter. Now Mokongo drives in, misses. Central African Republic crashing the boards. Grabongo goes down. Mokongo gets it. And then he passes it back out. And Zaché has it.
Good decision by Central African Republic.
Open again, Grabongo, and doesn't fall.
It was a good decision on the offensive rebound, and they had a good look for the score.
Gindi. What about Zaché? Now Arabi's first chance. He gets down low and he goes up. And he powers it down. One-handed.
That's a great big man move. Just looks low, spins baseline and crushes it really quick before the help can get there.
Oh, I mean, again, another defensive play, and he goes in for the dunk. 3 steals for Amin, changing the complexion of the game. Look at this.
Yeah, he didn't go onto his left hand, Mokongo. Big mistake. And that's a high elevation there for the guard. I mean, great play.
quite possibly the player of the half for Egypt with those 3 steals. Zache hands it off, and there is a foul. Cougar out of the game. But again, those turnovers costly for the Central African Republic. And Gindi, Shusha going out. Dula coming back in, and Omar Farag as well.
6 turnovers for Central African Republic, just the 3 for Egypt. But again, we saw it right in front of us there. Turnover leading to immediate score, and a big change in momentum.
Amin's only been credited with 2 steals, and I swear he's got 3. Have to go have a word with the statistician at halftime. Here he is. No look pass. Gets it to Dula. Anas into the corner. Dula. And Jimmy Jemrai rebounds it, gets it over to Makongo. Makongo passes down low to Grabongo. He gets blocked. And it's going to be Egypt basketball. Here come the Pharaohs.
Solid defense by Omar Orabi. He made the dunk and then followed it straight up with just solid defense. They weren't going to get past him, and they forced the turnover.
Omar Azab Farag hands it off. Back to Amin. Now Anas. Bounce pass again. Oh boy, what a play that was. And Anas can really pass it. And it's Dula that comes up with the 2 points. And Makongo now called for a push. An offensive foul to get Dula off of him. And Makongo, the 35-year-old veteran, started strong, but he's made a couple of, well, he had the ball picked, and now he's committed offensive foul to turn it over. So timeout on the floor by Central African Republic. About 3.5 minutes into this second quarter.
Yeah, I think Egypt are really targeting Makongo. They could see that when they were letting him play, he was making things happen, getting to the basket. They're chasing him all over the floor. They get the steal at half court, and now that's maybe a frustration foul following the great pass from Anas. I mean, a big man that can make those sort of bounce passes as well as finish around the rim is a real handful. And we're being treated to 2 great big players in back-to-back games here with Mejri and now Anas. And
well, the turnovers have been a problem for the Central African Republic. They've turned it over 6 times, and Egypt has scored 7 points. 7 of their 19 points off those turnovers. And you can see the rebounding as well. Egypt just shading that now, 19 to 18.
Both teams are active on the glass, both ends of the floor. And yeah, turnovers and points from turnovers is a huge issue. Points from the bench as well.
Neither team has shot it well from 3-point range. But I would think if one of these teams is going to certainly find the rhythm in that respect, it's going to be Egypt eventually. Just 1 of 8 from deep Egypt.
Yeah, I agree. And points from the bench, 14-6 for Egypt. And that was a lot to do with that substitution they made when they were struggling. Sending on key players, and they turned things around.
Azab. Obongo, tough rebound. Zache. Bumped by Dula. And I'll tell you what, you got to be strong with the basketball, don't you? Zache doing a good job there. Watch Dula with the body. A little bit of a push at the end.
Yeah, Zache taking over the ball handling duties when Makongo on the bench.
Well, I like this Central African Republic team when they're really attacking the basket, but you know, they're going up against some big players right now. So Grabongo is going to just take what they give him.
Yeah, just a couple of dribbles, just step back and stroke the 3. Good looking shot.
answer with a 2, Egypt.
Yeah, I mean, simple. Well, he made it look simple. Mid-range shot.
And now a bump has been called. Another foul on Orabi. I mean, with 7 points, leads all scorers in the game. And that's coming off the bench and having played not even 6 minutes. So he has been tough.
Yeah, he's had an immediate effect.
Sudden impact. Name of a good movie one day.
Yeah, it'd be a great film. Maybe get Clint Eastwood to play in it as well.
Yeah. Maybe get Amin to play, starring role. And now the foul, 3-pointer was being attempted. Kiju.
Yeah,
and now a technical foul has been called on Morai.
Yeah.
As you look again. I almost might have to agree with Morai. I'm not so sure about that call, having seen the replay.
Yeah, I guess Egypt were just coming out.
Can you not just watch Morai the whole game?
Yeah, he is.
He's just like, he's worth the price of admission. Usually you say the players, but for Morai, he's a gasket waiting to be blown.
He is talking to anybody who wants to listen from the officiating crew. But on that, it was the closeout, maybe just went a bit off balance, got the hands up too far towards the ball.
And Sato is very savvy when it comes to getting those types of calls.
Sure.
So he makes, excuse me, he wasn't the one that got the call. It was Grobongo. But Sato makes the free throw. Sato is pretty savvy, I have to say. Grobongo has been the offensive force for this team, but he has missed his first attempt here. But Grobongo's hit the 2 3-pointers for the Central African Republic, so you know they're identifying him as a real threat out there. And he makes the second, so it gets it back to, and all full marks to Central African Republic. They're hanging tough. Down 4.
They need to make those free throws. They could come back to bite them towards the end of the game. I think he's going to get, which is not going to improve the mood of Coach Mara. He's going to get it again.
So Egypt into the lane too soon. And Grobongo, and they are going to say once again, Egypt are into the lane. And I have to say, this is a call that, to me, often seems like it's never called.
No.
And now it's being called like every missed free throw.
Yeah. If he makes this, Egypt will not be happy, and he does. Players do go in. The defense will often step in a touch early, but unless it's outrageous or completely obvious, the rest will just let them play.
So they got the technical, and then they got 2 free throws, right? So they got 3 points that trip down the floor.
Yeah, 3-point lead.
3-point lead for Egypt. Here's Amin, and again, Sato coming out, being called for the foul.
Yeah, Amin was really low on that dribble, left hand, protecting, keeping the ball well away from Sato.
Really made his name, Sato, with Montepaschi, Siena back in the day with Italy. Those great teams. Of course, did very well at Valencia Basket in the Spanish League. Here's Addis now, and Amin tried to make his move before he had the ball, or kind of just took his eye off the ball just for a second.
Yeah, that's tough D by Central African Republic. That time they hurried Egypt into a mistake by just rotating. And now look
at the hustle from Dula. He's all over him. Zache dives. Shusha, oh boy, throws the pass, but then gets it to Amin, who then rushes. In some ways, it feels like Egypt are in a little bit too much of a rush.
Yeah, that's twice down the floor. You know, they get the steal, they give it back, and Amin did a great job ripping the ball in that melee there. But the last time down the floor in the half court when Amin turned it over, that was purely because Central African Republic were getting out into the passing lanes and arriving as soon as the ball was caught. They were right there.
But how about the defense by Dula? He is just like white on rice. Now, again, Central African Republic, they can tie it with a 3. See if they can find Grabongo, well, Cougar, they get it to Grabongo, but it's inside the arc, but then he looked like he kind of lost it. Sato reaches in, steals it, gets it back to Hayes. Hayes goes up, and the Central African Republic pulls to within one.
Yeah, you know Roman Sato's going to be involved in the big plays. He gets the steal and just makes the right pass. And this time, Anas can't get air ball to block the shot, and it forces a timeout. Just drops it over the top, and Anas ended up under the bucket. He couldn't affect that shot, and that's a really positive run of play. Following on from the technical and the free throws, now they force a timeout for Coach Marai.
21-20, Egypt on top of Central African Republic. It really was a case of Egypt were getting pretty much what they wanted there defensively, but they just were, you know, just settle for possession. You don't have to score immediately.
No, they were a bit in a rush. Great defense, speeding up Central African Republic, getting them to play out of control, and but they just couldn't do things on the other end. And there's the free throws, 8 of 14 for Central African Republic. They'd be leading, they could hit a higher percentage, and Egypt with a better percentage but shooting less. So Central African Republic getting to the line, they need to make more free throws.
And that was a finish by, I mean, he was almost in too much of a rush there as well, but this was just outstanding play by Amin.
Yeah, Kabonga, it was a strange spin dribble because he kept it in his right hand, which meant Amin could just poke the ball away, and that was a great dunk in the open floor. 7 points, 3 of 5 from the field, 1 of 2 from the free throws. He's the leading player.
Graham, the AfroBasket has a different vibe. I know you've covered the World Cup.
Yeah.
I know you were at the last couple of FIBA Eurobaskets.
Yeah,
the last FIBA
Romania.
Eurobasket.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Cluj-Napoca, yeah.
This AfroBasket is fun basketball. Dula from the arc is good right out of the timeout.
Perfect, and that was fun for Egypt. And you're absolutely right, they're just different styles, great intensity and great fun.
Sachet has it taken away. Here comes Dula, and he's just going to take it in for the old-fashioned layup. And that's what Marai would have liked to have seen coming out of the timeout. And again, as you look at this play, Dula stepping back for the 3, and then quickly at the other end, Amin makes a steal. He gets it inbounds to Anas.
Great defense.
Yeah, Amin has just been the pick for me. He's been terrific. Although Dula might be a close second with the intensity that he's bringing. Maybe, again, a little bit too much of a rush there. They want to play fast.
But they don't want to force gaps that aren't there. And that's what he was trying to do there. So it just undoes some of the great work he's done, because fantastic defense to get the ball off Sachet. And then he just turns it over and he's out of the game. So
this is him hitting the 3. Shahata has come in for him meanwhile. And there again, Amin, before he read it, just a split second too slow. Hayes actually had the good defense on Dula at the other end. That's what caused that turnover. And Anas with another opportunity. And Shahata. Azad. Anas fakes the handoff, gets in, and then he's fouled either by Grabongo or Hayes.
I think Anas is in trouble there. Not sure where he's got hit. Let's have a look, see if we can see it from the reverse angle. He goes in strong. He's got the knee. I think he's jammed his arm.
Maybe he's going to come out.
He may have just tweaked his shoulder.
Well,
just look at his shoulder there.
He brings an element to the game that they cannot do without. His shot blocking, which we saw earlier in the contest, hasn't really gotten it going offensively yet, but you know that's only a matter of time. But now you have to wonder as he remains prone on the hardwood.
Yeah, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 blocks, and changing a lot of shots he ended up attacking the basket, and there was 2 defenders right in his way. There was no way through.
You know, it is a relatively a physical game, isn't it? I mean,
yeah, absolutely. And
around the rim, around the lane. Here it is again. Look, he wasn't. Yeah, he's definitely caught it on his right shoulder or right arm.
Yeah, I mean,
in that collision with Grabongo.
Yeah, I mean, Grabongo's not doing anything wrong. He's there in position.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He's come over to help. Good help. Well, his foot's inside the charge circle, so he's not quite got all the way, but he is pretty. He's just stepped into him.
Yeah, and he kind of lowered his arms, which, you know, it's a foul. They've called the foul.
But it was a basketball play. It wasn't anything. He was doing his best to get in position, but something.
They're going to look and see if this is unsportsmanlike. That's what they're looking at.
Well, I think it should just be a regular foul.
Okay, so let's see what they signal, and it's just going to be a normal foul, I think. So
it's almost innocuous play, but sometimes they're the worst injuries, unfortunately. Let's hope for Anas and for this competition that he's able to continue, because
yeah, you don't want to lose him.
No.
He's one of those players, Anas, worth the price of admission, Mahmoud. You don't want to lose him. That's serious. He's fun to watch.
Absolutely.
FIBA, meanwhile, replaces him, comes in and makes the free throws.
Yeah, Bebu and Omar Arabi, they're more traditional bigs, wider bodies, whereas, of course, Anas can just play 3, 4, or 5 and stretch the floor as well.
Pass invalid to Hayes. So the lead now 8 points. Egypt have led by as many as 8, so it's the biggest lead. And Central African Republic, much like Guinea in that first half, don't want this thing to get out of hand at the end, in the first game rather, don't want this to get out of hand, and they do. They get a good high percentage shot with Hayes to cut that deficit back to 6 points.
Yeah, that's beautiful spin move. Just attack the basket straight from the pass.
Their bounce passes have been impeccable. Oh, look at Bebo, a little bit out of control though, going up against Hayes. Just because you get into that position doesn't mean you have to take that shot.
No, it could have maybe, that could be maybe a pass and then repost.
Okay.
Or just go further into the move.
Here's Makongo into the corner. Wide open, Grabongo. Hayes kept it alive, and Grabongo goes up and misses. Egypt a little fortunate. Shahata quickly to Gindi. And Amin from the arc, good. Boy, he has been on fire.
That's an excellent decision. Penetrate, they don't force the layup. Wide open in the corner, and he ran hard to get to that spot. Here comes the double team. It's a foul, but great intent. Yeah, they want the jump ball, Egypt. But that is a really quick double team by the sideline and near the halfway line. But look at that, takes out 2 defensive players.
Look at Amin's foot though. It looked like he had positioned it. He knew the back of it was out of bounds, so he didn't let it come down, and then he went up. But here he is talking to the ref. It's one of those perhaps 50-50s. Maybe they're gonna give the offense the benefit of the doubt there in terms of the double team.
Yeah, and Egypt have done that out of timeouts. Just putting pressure on the ball handler, but they make the free throws this time, and there's a big disparity in the number of times the teams are going to the line.
Amin goes out, Kijo comes in. Azab and Gindi handling the basketball. Gindi is deceptive with his height. He's a lot bigger than you think. Here's Azab. Oh, look at Shahata. Fearless gets in there, number 13. Lays it up over the rim and in.
Yeah, Yusuf Shahata, over 7 points a game in the qualifiers, and he really exploded to the basket there in amongst the trees of Central African Republic.
Oh, nice pump fake, Hayes. And then Kejo does a great job of just extending his arms, raising them. Hayes trying to get the contact. I tell you what, with Dula, Shihata, Amin, that three, am I missing anybody? Quick, explosive guards for Egypt. I guess you could probably throw Azab in there as well. Wouldn't you just love to see like a little one-on-one tournament with those guys? that would be fun viewing.
Yeah, they certainly are leading. All the good play for Egypt's coming through them.
Here's Gindi. Gets the hand up on Sato. And Azab now rebounds. Shihata goes at Kuguri again, but perhaps the only issue with Shihata and Dula is sometimes they really just go too fast.
Yeah, he was running out of court, but great defense by Kuguri. He just kept sliding, kept his hands out, and forced the turnover. It's a 9-point game, but you just feel Central African Republic can get back into this quick.
Jimmy Jimrabai, ball rims out. Shihata, smallest man on the court, gets in there for the rebound amongst the trees. Shihata, open, well short. Those built him up. And now a technical foul has been called on Keju for flopping, for simulation.
Well, we'd have to have a look at that again, I think, Jeff, because I don't think it was any misdemeanor by Jim Rabbi. Oh, excuse me, Caravius Hayes. It was a basketball play.
It certainly looked to me like maybe that was a little harsh. Tough call.
Yeah, I think he was knocked over by the momentum. I don't think there was much of a flop, but yeah, that's how the referee saw it.
I don't see this Egyptian team as floppers.
No, well,
they play tough defense, and they get right up on the opponent. But that referee had a much better position.
Depends what their directives are for this tournament as well, and what their focus is for the refs. They may be wanting to really stamp down on anything that looks like a flop. But I think that was a bit unfortunate.
Okay, so Sato makes the free throw, the second technical free throw he's made today. Mokongo. And now Central African Republic try not to turn it over. They're hemmed in, and they get to Sato, who alertly puts it up. And that is how it's going to finish. Boy, they were scrapping away, weren't they, at the end? So Central African Republic, with that Sato free throw, they close the gap to 8 points. It is a real battle out there. Egypt had the better of the exchanges. That great defense by Amin leading the way. Egypt lead at 33-25 over the Central African Republic at halftime.
Yeah, looking at the stats, Central African Republic 18% from 2, 25% from 3. But if they can get their free throw percentage up, because they're going to the line 17 times and a half, that could change things around. 24-25 in rebounds. It's just 7 to 6 assists for Egypt, 9 turnovers for Central African Republic. That's not bad, not great, and 7 for Egypt.
Although those turnovers have led to more Egyptian points, I think.
Well, that's the issue. Egypt's scorers: Salah 10, Metwali 7, Kalaf 4,
and we're calling Salah Amin. We have some real name issues
names
with Egypt. Yeah, they're listed as differently as what they're on their jerseys.
Okay, Amin, who's obviously we're hoping is going to be okay for the remainder of the game.
Anas,
yes. So here's some of the highlights, and again, Mokongo has done some good things in this game, but he's turned it over at key times as well, and gave away a foul. And nice penetrating kick, jump stop, which freezes the defense for a second, and then kicks it out to Omar Azab for a high arcing three. And there's the double block by Anas. Let's just see the first one, and then the spin move by Zab, and this, the play of the game, Jeff.
Yeah, I think it was the play of the game until Amin started to get in on the action.
Yeah.
And now we have two or three plays of the game.
Yeah.
That definitely, Zache just kind of like sparked this game into life. There's no doubt about that.
Central African Republic really needed that. And then the threes came, and good defense on the other side for Central African Republic, but the bigs came in, Omar Orbi and KG, sort of traditional bigs, not as mobile as Anas, and that's a big throwdown, showing his guns.
It's
and then this is what's Mokongo doing? He should be spinning to his left. He knows better than me. He's a top-class point guard, but as soon as he didn't spin to the left hand, Amin was able to take it, and then that dunk for him is as impressive as Kaj's.
Take your pick with Amin, though. He's had like three highlight reel plays today. He's been terrific. Dula has been worth every penny today as well. He's played with so much emotion. Dula and Shahata.
Yeah.
And then Grabongo hasn't really shot it well today, except from three-point range, where he's 2 of 4. He's just 2 of 7 from the line, 2 of 10 overall from the floor. Yeah, but he does have the 8 rebounds, so you can live with that.
Yeah, he's putting a lot of energy out there, but he just isolated the big man there, brought him out where he didn't want to come and knocked the 3 down. And that's really tough dribbling. Breaks the ankles of Roman Sato, creates the space. Good rotation. Drains the 3 for Dula. Ahmed met 1.
Dunk this time from a Jambo, and Nwamu has got the whole to himself, and he throws it down with authority. King everything in this third quarter. Now out to Kabongo again. Wonderful passage of play here. Is it going to end with anybody scoring? Oh my word!
What a play from PR Congo right now. Every single player has touched the ball.
It's a door. Oh my word! That is outstanding from Morrison Door. From nowhere throws it down.
Wow, what a dance from this 25 years old experienced player Endure.
This land for a long time. We know how far we've gone, and we're sure of how far we can go. Unity is not just a word here. It's not just a spirit in this sport. It's the way we all move. We are proud of our art, country, family, language, and culture. We are united by basketball.
Welcome to FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup 2022.
Well, the top scorer, no surprise here. Amin comes off the bench for Egypt and scores 10 points. And really, a lot of this coming because of his excellent defense, turning turnovers into points. Well, Egypt's players have already come back out on the court, leading 33-25 over Central African Republic. And Graham, I guess Central African Republic, you know, from an effort standpoint, that was there. But you have to be able to compete with these guards of Egypt, and they make life very difficult for you when you know, all over the court. Never mind not right when you cross midcourt. Their quickness, their anticipation, and their ability to capitalize on mistakes.
Yeah, agree, Jeff. I mean, you know, just whenever they needed to, they could put a double team, they could trap. If there was an issue coming out of a timeout, if Coach Marai was not happy, they would change things around. And they've, as you say, they've got 2 or 3 super quick guards who can defend at a high level and score and share the ball. As for Central African Republic, Micah Makongo is their key guard. Once he goes out, then it's really a little bit by committee who's going to bring the ball out. Sashi has been bringing the ball up as well, but he's more dangerous on the wing, which he showed when he went in for that dunk. You want him being the recipient of the pass, not having to take responsibility, because a couple of times when Makongo's off, and Makongo's turned it over as well, of course, Sashi's been trapped on the half court, on the sideline, exactly where Egypt want the ball when they're putting the trap on.
And I had a conversation with the referees coordinator at halftime about the flopping that was called, and his explanation was, first, it was a great call, because he actually initiated the conversation by saying, wasn't that a great call on the flop? I was like, oh really, because we thought that maybe there was actual real contact there, and that's when he went down. And he said, yes, there was contact into Keju, but it was in his chest, and the reason why the technical was called, or the flop, was because he kind of snapped his head back like he'd been hit there. So that was the explanation.
Yeah, it was, for me, a 50-50 call. There's Amin, 10 points, 4 of 6 from the field, and knocking down his free throws as well, and he's been a real spark. When he came on, Shusha came on as well, and the captain, El Gendi, just game changers immediately off the bench. And then the bigs got themselves organised. They had to step up as well, with Amin going off, and there's Central African Republic's leading scorer.
But so far,
is Grabango.
So far, Anas has not come back out, so hopefully that's just because they're just being cautious and just making sure that everything is okay. Maybe they're just going to say, why don't you just take the rest of the day off? And he's going to get dressed.
Yeah,
he's come out.
He seemed to be holding his shoulder. Not sure if he's got a tweak there, or maybe if it's a dislocation, that could be a major problem. But Arabi and Keju, also Bibu, have come in and just done the best they can to fill the space, and just play in a slightly different way to the way Anas plays.
So Sachet, as we look at Grabango, Johan Roy Stanley Grabango with the 8 points and the 8 rebounds. I guess you can live with his misses, because you got to have somebody that's going to put the ball up and score eventually. But I've always seen this Central African Republic team as a team that is really challenged when it comes to putting the ball in the basket. So I'm not surprised with their struggles in that sense. But 4-22 inside the arc, 2 of 8 from deep. That's a big time struggle.
Yeah, that is a real issue, and that's something they've got to sort out. The shots, it's going to be down to shot selection. At times, Egypt have really rushed them. Central African Republic have done the same at times. For Egypt, we saw the turnover from Amin in the corner because they were rushed, but Egypt seemed to be able to do that more to Central African Republic. It's shot selection, not forcing it. If Anas is out, there's not such rim protection, so if they can attack the basket early, get to the hoop before the rotations come, maybe that's going to increase their shot percentage, give them better looks. Not, you know, they won't need to force so many shots, but have they got the patience? Because they're behind, they maybe want to get back what they don't want to do is get back too quickly. They've got plenty of time to get back in this game.
Okay, so here's our
Take good
answer.
shots.
He's got it in a sling. That doesn't necessarily mean it's a serious injury, but I think they're being cautious with it. And we will obviously find out after the game what the situation is when we talk to the medical staff.
Yeah, the good sign is he's back on the court. He doesn't look to be in too much pain, and he's sitting back with his teammates. So that's a good sign for Egypt for sure.
But that's pretty much confirmation that he will not take any further part in today's game.
Going back to Central African Republic's issues with scoring, they averaged just under 70 points a game in the qualifiers, just under 40% from the field, 25% from three. So you can see that they need to be at the top of their game to compete over 40 minutes with a team like Egypt. I mean, against Guinea, they should get a lot more of what they want. But at times when Egypt have got the right players on, as you've alluded to, the real speedsters, including Shahata, and Amin, they're going to have some issues.
On the other hand, you know, Central African Republic shoot better at the free throw line. They make, you know, they miss some shots around the basket. They miss some open looks.
Yeah.
You know, this game is being played. You would think they would come into this thinking, them saying, listen, we can't allow Egypt to score more than 70 points. If they score more than 70 points, we're not going to win. So they've scored 33. You know, but they do have to put the ball in the basket. So second half action underway. Egypt with an 8-point lead in the red and attacking the basket to the right on your screen. And Max Kugura is whistled for a blocking foul on Shusha. Shusha gets it into Ali, who is exceptional in terms of, first of all, getting the ball, and then maneuvering his way up for the layup.
Yeah, he was surrounded, 3 defenders, but he had patience and strength and got the score with a soft touch off the glass.
How about Hayes flying in and trying to duck it, fouled by Arabi. You know, Hayes played for the Florida Gators not that long ago. One of the high flyers in the SEC, Southeastern Conference, fouled by Arabi, who played at Southern California.
It's great moving without the ball by Hayes, and if Arabi had not come over and fouled him, that was going to be another highlight play. But beautiful bounce pass by Central African Republic, and that's the sort of stuff they got to do. Get the ball early, get it inside.
Hayes will be playing in Turkey this coming season, having just spent this past season in France with Asvel, club owned by Tony Parker. Well, they dump it to Arabi, and I tell you, you can't play any better defense than that for Central African Republic. They were not going to allow him to get the basketball. Kugura open and gets that ball to fall in. Well, Central African Republic hanging around.
Yeah, that pass they just threw, Anas could have coped with that because he'd have gone above the rim, but great defense from Central African Republic.
Ooh, got to watch the elbows.
Yeah.
And what are they going to? Oh, are they going to call on Sato, or Grabongo rather? Not going to call a flop, are they? Just going to call a block. Okay, so watch this again. Boy, it looked like Arabi was really flirting.
The elbow was a touch high because of the height difference between him and the player that's defending him, but the call's gone Egypt's way.
Yeah, I didn't think Central African Republic could have done much more defensively there. I think they've had a commendable effort defensively, certainly. Bounce pass. You know, you play good defense, you give yourself a chance to win the game. Ali puts up a 3, short. Kugura. Ooh. Good pick. Grabongo a little long. And Shusha drives in, and a foul has been called.
Shusha's such a direct player. Good defense initially from Egypt, and he's just attacked downhill. Central African Republic
Again, though, I think,
cope.
you know, Central African Republic it's not an easy foul to call, in my opinion, that one. I thought they were moving pretty well.
Yeah, they were all moving their feet. They were trying to shadow the ball, anticipate where he was going to release it. But credit to Shusha, he really put the pressure on the defense there, and he's got the benefit of the call.
You can see that Shusha's got all the moves, but he hasn't really played his best basketball today, and he misses both free throws. He's got 3 points, a couple steals. He contributes, there's no doubt about it. One of the more experienced Egyptian players. Sato going up against Gindi. And foul eventually was called.
And that's the key with having Sato on the floor. Maybe there wasn't another option on. They just throw it into the veteran, and he makes something happen.
I think maybe Sato was fortunate to get that call as well.
Yeah, it didn't seem to be a lot of contact. And the supporters starting to really make an atmosphere, and of course Rwanda playing. There'll be a break after this game, and then Rwanda in the house for the third game of the day, and that's going to be.
And that will follow an opening ceremony.
Yeah,
it promises to be memorable.
Yeah, we've seen them warming up and doing the dress rehearsals. It was a sight to behold. It'll be fantastic.
Don't look now, Central African Republic, but Amin is back in the game. And, oh boy, Makongo just bowled over Shahata. I mean, look at this.
He's just a little bit of a clumsy foul. They've just got their feet caught up. Again.
He definitely was not shying away from the contact. Got some colorful shoes, Makongo. It's like pink, black, lime, reflective yellow. Cougar chasing Gindi. Here's Gindi, hands it off. Ali, boy, wonderful basketball by Egypt.
Yeah, the help overhelped that time, and then just left Ali Ahmed completely open underneath.
I mean, look at him in defense again, almost forcing the turnover. Hayes thinks better of putting up the three. Makongo tries to get it to Hayes for the alley-oop. They get it back, Grabongo. Good job of Robbie knocking it out, but it goes to Kugura. Grabongo steps behind the arc, and Hayes battles away. How about the effort from the Central African Republic on those offensive boards?
Various Hayes, that's a massive rebound and put back. Great moments for the Central African Republic.
Boy, penetration and kicks it back out to Shahata. Boy, that's a killer if you're Central African Republic. I mean, you've played very well on the offensive end, and then you give away the three.
Yeah, they stopped the penetration, but there was no rotation out to the shot there.
Egypt's three starting to fall now. Kugura, Sato from the arc. It's good. How about that?
Wow, Roman Sato just wide open. Egypt picking their poison, decided to leave Sato open. He drains the three from the corner.
Gindi gets in the paint, puts it up. Boy, tough knifing his way through that defense.
Yeah, Al-Gendi, Abdel Halim just pushing his way to the basket. There was no way they were going to stop him there, finishing with the left hand.
Kugura for three, fouled while attempting the three by Ali. I think that's the second time Ali has fouled the three-point shooter.
Yeah, they're struggling to rotate at times. The quicker that Central African Republic can move the ball, the defense will never catch up.
That's an excellent call by the ref.
I think they've got everything right. Just the flop we're not sure about, and the stepping in on the free throw. But hey, it's how the refs see it. They're right.
Yeah.
They're right on top of it.
I was surprised when he told me about the flop, but
and is that's the head of referee delegates or one of it?
yeah, it's the referee coordinator. But I mean, you know, his explanation made sense that he was hit in the middle of the chest and he snapped his head back like he'd been hit up there. So that explains it. There was absolutely 100% certainty the call was made correctly. So I'm going with that. Here's Cougar. And able to cut the deficit. Get it back to 42-38.
Free throws are going to be key. Massive disparity still between the two teams. 16 of 23 for Central African Republic, just 6 of 10 for Egypt. So could be where the game's won and lost.
Shahata, will it be 2 in a row for him? No, it will not. Kwabongo rebounds it. Bibo in the game now for Egypt. Kwabongo tries to make a tough pass to Hayes, and it goes out of bounds.
Yeah, that's great defense on the help by Bibo. Calaf just filling the lane. You know,
oh boy, it looks like the ball might have gone off of Robbie.
Yeah, they've not called that.
Maybe a break for Egypt. So, you know, whatever happens, these things even out over the course of the game.
Absolutely, yep. No issues.
Mendy. Oh, great move, but doesn't follow through. Amin gets swatted out of bounds. Goodness gracious. What a play by Hayes.
He's got some pace and he's got some length. And Amin would like to have that back and just shot fake that, because if he'd shot faked him, he would have been over the holdings and into his own bench.
But here we are again, defensively. The work that Central African Republic have done has given them a chance in this game. Now, forcing the turnover. Sato over to Kwabongo, who saves it in bounds. Excellent work by Kwabongo.
Excellent team defense and retaining the ball. Massive for Central African Republic.
Hayes spins and loses, trying to do maybe a little too much. Driving down and fouled Omar Hussein. Oh boy, those opportunities. Hayes will be frustrated because he makes his spin move and then there's somebody else there, and that's when he turns it over.
Yeah, straight down the other end, Omar Hussein. Hishan just making Central African Republic pay. Another left-handed layup. Just going downhill, and he's at the line for 2 shots.
Gindy comes out, Shahada comes out, Dula comes in, as well as Kija. And Hussein takes his dribbles, puts it up, and misses. It's the second one to drop. So back up to a 5-point lead. And now he's going to come out. And Omar Azab Farah comes into the game. Also getting a look at Stephen Emile Perrier, who wears number 12 now. They force another turnover. Egypt. It's been the biggest problem for CAF other than their shooting. It's turning the ball over. Now they get it to Bibo. He passes it. Oh, Bibo's got to catch it and go up, and that's exactly what his teammates are telling him. You're a giant. Go up and act like it. Look at this.
Yeah, he had 2 smaller players on him, and he was positioned just to go straight up for a little jump hook, and he could have shot that straight over the top of them. As soon as he's made the pass, the angle's gone. But Keju will go to the line for 2.
At the end of the day, it's kind of hard to fault the guy from looking to make the extra pass to get the layup, you know?
Yeah, they like to share the ball, Egypt. They want to get the absolute best shot.
gets a second one to go, and it's a 6-point lead again for CAF. Zachet's been pretty quiet offensively since the dunk. What are they trying to run here? A little pick and roll action. Mokongo into the corner. Grobongo, he decides to go in. And there for the follow. Oh boy, what a play by Bibo to knock it off the rim. Mokongo gets it to Perrier. Boy, wonderful find and the dunk. What a play. He picked him out, Grobongo. He found Hayes, and he didn't make a mistake with that.
That was a great pass and a quick attack. Explodes up, elevates and throws it down with one hand. Great move for CAF.
Amin goes left, gets it back to Azab. Great defense by Zachet. Dula. Oh, wonderful D by Zachet again, reaching in to prevent the pass. Defensively, they've been outstanding. They really have.
A lot of effort, a lot of energy, really connected on the help, and Hayes was really connected. He's gone straight through the two bigs of Egypt. Once he gets above the rim, there's no stopping him, but effort, energy. The defense for both teams has been good, but once Central African Republic get going defensively, they're going to be tough.
Well, they have limited Egypt to 11 points in this third quarter while scoring 15 themselves. Now, Dula went down, got back up. Grobongo doesn't shoot it. He drives, he gets to the line again, and he's frustrated because he wants to be taking a three-point play. Free throw and an and one.
I think he was going in for a tough move, and he was just fouled as he was going to attempt the dunk there, and that would have been another momentum shift. But he's at the line for two shots, and these are two big free throws. The importance of the free throws now really getting magnified because they're getting to the line plenty. Central African Republic.
I thought for a minute there he passed up a three that he should have attempted, but with Amin running at him, it was going to be a difficult shot. And now Grobongo's struggles at the free throw line continue. He misses both. He's now 2 of 9.
It's just that release is a bit flat. He just needs to extend it up, get some early height on the shot.
And Mokongo fouls Amin, who just keeps putting pressure on that defense.
Yeah, again, just a quick attack. Gets the defense on his hip, gets Mokongo on his hip, and there's always going to be a foul, and it's Mokongo's third.
There's 2:55 local time. And 12 minutes and 41 seconds remaining in this game. Amin gets it to drop. So that is his first point of the second half after leading all scorers in the first with 10. Played his college basketball in Texas, so he's kind of learned a different style of game, and he really thrives in that up and down, high intensity defensive type of pressure game. You can see that's how it's benefited him. I mean, he was really good in 2015, but he's even better this time. So they pass it around now, trailing by 6. Kugri back in the game. And Jimmy Jemrabai whips it over to Zachet and missed everything, and it went right into the hands of Jimmy Jemrabai.
Yeah, it looks as though they've called a foul, and Amin not happy with the call.
This is our press accreditation has arrived. Thank you very much indeed.
Yeah. You can officially be
into
here
the building.
now. Thanks again to all to Clement and all the team, FIBA team, for Waba looking after us.
Absolutely. Jimmy Jemrabai, distinctive by the white headband.
Two distinctive free throws, and this is key now just hanging around.
I got to tell you, I mean, I'm impressed by the Central African Republic. I mean, part of it is maybe Egypt are not turning on all cylinders, but then again, you know, much of that has to do with the way the Central African Republic team came out to compete today defensively.
Yeah, absolutely, and they've done it on the defensive end. They've had some highlight plays. They've got some solid play out of Roman Sato as well. He looks sharp. We have to see how he goes with the games coming up. Sashi has been really impressive, and Jim Rabbi, who's just knocked those free throws down. So they've definitely got players. They're missing Alan Dakosi, but they're not missing him as a body on the roster. But they're playing well as a team anyway. And you know, one player comes out, another player has a chance, so not an issue for me from what I can see.
Zian Vini is doing a great job as the coach of the Central African Republic team, and again, you know, all you can do as a coach is get your team to play hard, to play really good defense, and put them in position to score points. And as the coach, you can't go out there and shoot free throws. You know, they're shooting under 70%, which really, I've always looked at that 70% mark. At least I was raised anyway to say, shoot 70%, that's acceptable. Anything below, you need to get better.
Yeah, especially if you're shooting the volume that they are. I mean, 28 free throws to them, 16 to Egypt. That's 12 more free throws, and they're 4 down. So we know it's key. I mean, look what happened in the Olympic final.
Absolutely.
With one of the great players.
Yeah.
So the pressure can get to players.
You're talking about Rudy Gobert, had a great Olympic final for France, but just struggled at the free throw line, and you hate it because he was so good.
Yeah, and that's not how you want games to be decided, but unfortunately it's brutal, but that's how they often do.
So coming up on the 2-minute mark here in the third quarter, Arabi goes to work on Hayes. Amin, open, nobody flying at him this time, and he drills it. The three, Amin.
It was great movement without the ball. He just went on the blind side of his defender in the corner. No hesitation, catch and shoot.
Well, he goes to 15 points. Sachet, nice his way in, hands it off to Hayes. Excellent work by Central African Republic.
But again, straight off that three by him in, the defense is really up. The Central African Republic struggling to get the ball over the half court or into their half court offense, but finally they get the ball down to Kavarius Hayes, who's starting to become a really key player for him here.
Well, the referees want to look at this to see if there might have been an unsportsmanlike foul.
Going back to Hayes, Jeff, he's a decent pickup to have him playing here. Having played at Asphalt for Tony Parker's team, as you said, he's playing a high club level.
I'm trying to see here, what is it that they're examining? Whether Amin committed an unsportsmanlike, not playing? It was definitely a push from Amin.
Yeah, and Arabi was there.
He wasn't really playing the ball.
Zian Veni is wanting a bit more than a common foul.
Yeah, unfortunately we can't hear them today for some reason, but not sure if it's going to be like that for the rest of the tournament. But anyway, we think that's what they were reviewing. And again, the free throw woes just are becoming a royal pain. Bryce Hayes makes 1 of 2, gets it back to a 6-point game.
Yeah, they shot 60% of the qualifiers. They need to be up around that 70%, and if they can get up to that with the amount they're shooting, they will potentially win this game.
And yet again, the defense from the team in white, leading to an Egyptian turnover.
Great defense, just leading the leading us up towards the sideline, which is where you want the trap to happen. And it worked to perfection for Central African Republic.
Cougar knifes his way in, passes to the corner for three. And excellent work, Gendi, to come down with the rebound. And then he, a little bit out of control. Zache, almost knocks it away. Cougar forces it.
Yeah, they needed to bring that out. The defense were back. They were back in the key. And it ended up with like a 1v3 in favor of Egypt.
Again, drives in and earns a trip to the free throw line.
And he's ended up landing hard there, and
they can ill afford another knock to keep a player out, having lost Anas for the day.
I think it's a foul on Bouguer.
I can't even see Anas from my position.
He was on the bench, unless he's feeling some discomfort and wants to get back to the treatment room. But he looked pretty comfortable on that earlier shot, so he wasn't.
Ahab Saleh Amin. This is the first. Does make the second, so he's got 16 points. And Egypt are now 11 of 17 from the free throw line, so they've had some issues as well. Amin goes out.
Just putting the 1-2-2 press on. Try and trap at the sideline and at the halfway line. Use the court lines as your friend in defense. Central African Republic break that.
Well, that was a great catch by Sato. Jemrabai. Back to Sato. Does a great job. Oh, what a wonderful job by Sato. First to get the ball, and then feeling the contact to put it up to get the foul called.
Yeah, it was a great catch. Then he almost lost it, just got back possession of it, and just used his experience to get himself back to the line. I think Sato has coped really well. Loads of experience, loads of big-time games. You know, he is getting on in years, so he looks sharp.
Yep. I think Zion Veni has managed his minutes well, but he's played a lot of minutes. But again, he misses now a free throw.
25 minutes he's played, but they need Sato to make these, so the other players can follow and say, well, look, our leader, the veteran, is making these. We need to follow his lead.
Well, it's unfortunately for them, the misses are contagious, because instead of him reversing the trend, he continued the trend of missing free throws. And Shusha drives in, and the foul called on Jimmy Jemrabai.
Yeah, good attack. Shusha protecting the ball, feels the contact, throws it up. But Sato misses 2 free throws. Egypt, they're going to go down here. Let's see if they make both theirs. And that's a big momentum swing as we get right to the end of the third quarter. Central African Republic will have 6 seconds.
Well, he missed his first 2 of the game, and now he's 0 for 3. And Amarai just kind of looked up to the heavens to say, what is going on? Look at him. Look at him. He's just saying,
yeah.
Just a free throw. Just shoot the free throw. Just make it.
Yeah.
He's 0 for 4.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Both teams struggling at the line. Sato gets it fly right at the end. Hayes was there for the offensive rebound, but it would not have counted if he had scored. Can't see Marai. He's being very theatrical over there. Zion Veni, his team trailing by 7 points to Egypt with 10 minutes remaining.
And here's the stats, and 23% for Central African Republic from 2, 55% from the line for Egypt, 62% by Central African Republic, but to Sato to miss 2, and then Shusha, one of the key players for Egypt, to miss the 2 on the back of that. That was a weird finish. Central African Republic did get a good look. They got the look they wanted with Sato right in his wheelhouse, and he just couldn't make the shot.
Well, it's been that kind of day for Central African Republic. I mean, defensively, terrific. Offensively, they get the odd basket, but it's very hard work. But their defense has kept them in the game, as well as some wayward free throw shooting now for Egypt, who are, if you think Central African Republic are struggling, Egypt are struggling even more, just 11 of 20, 55%. So that is, I don't know if the word appalling is appropriate here, but it is certainly worrying, maybe, if they want to go further in this tournament.
Yeah. I mean, the qualifiers, this is a step up from the qualifiers, but we mentioned it, 92.8 points a game. You know, there are going to be some great games, and they are missing a couple of their leading stats players from the qualifiers, but they are still stacked, and they just haven't clicked. And Central African Republic have made it tough for them. But the issue for CAF, Central African Republic, they've only scored 43 points, and to hold Egypt to 50, you know, and they hold Egypt to 50 and be 7 down is not great.
Well, there's a determined look on the faces of Central African Republic players like Max Kugari and Zache, who's got the basketball. Kugari for 3. And Jimmy Jam up on that.
A good play by Omar Arabi again. He's a big presence in the paint there on the defensive end, just doing enough to get possession to Egypt.
Thing is, with this Central African Republic team, there's not that one player that you can turn to that you know is going to keep that scoreboard ticking over, is there?
Yeah,
like most of these national teams.
Yeah, they're missing Ganapano as well. There's a couple of discrepancies on the roster as the
offensive foul has been called on Shusha. Or was it on Orabi? No, it's on Shusha for bowling into Kugara, who's just been terrific. I mean, this sounded like a broken record, but defensively, these guys are just laying it on the line.
Yeah, that's fantastic defense. Kugara is a bigger player than who he was guarding, and he's kept moving his feet and took the charge squarely on his chest. Great D.
Zache finds his way in, passes it over to Grabongo, goes out of bounds. I don't know if Jan Veni wanted him to go ahead and shoot the basketball. Here he is again.
Again, he's just a bit out of control. He's so quick, Zache, but the defense was just waiting for him. He's got to just pull up there.
Orabi catches it in the low post. It's going to be tough to stop if he catches it there.
Yeah, Orabi, great jump hook, feels the contact. Defense can't do anything about that.
So now the lead is 9. Sense of urgency has to be there. They've played like it's been there really this entire second half, but they just cannot put the ball in the basket. Central African Republic.
Offense is drying up. And however well they play defense, they've got to get on a run offensively here.
Grabongo passes up the 3. Oh boy, Grabongo, one pass too many. Sato is like, you got to shoot it, my man. Amin, turn and miss. Orabi kept the pressure on the boards, and it goes off of Jimmy Jim Rabbi.
Good job again by Arabi, whether he's scoring or just putting pressure on the defense to try and get an offensive rebound. Good job by him.
I mean, wow, how in the world did he get that pass off? I thought he was going to shoot it. Gindi loops it to Arabi, who goes up and in. How about that? Again, he's becoming the factor now.
Yeah, great play, persistence there from Arabi. Doing it at both ends of the floor for Egypt here, with especially with Anas off the floor.
Boy, that was a badly needed three-pointer by Jimmy Jimrabai.
Yeah, they've just got to keep shooting the shots. If they're open, don't overpass, as you said, with that earlier turnover. If the shot's there, you've got to shoot with confidence.
Gindy takes it all the way.
Gindy again, he goes left-handed. You know what he's going to do, but they can't stop him. Maybe they need to get him. Oh, they have got him on the bench. They need Mokongo back in.
Cougar for three. And Arabi has been a real factor in this fourth quarter. He might be their best finishing big, to be honest, Arabi.
Yeah, and he stays inside. He knows his role. Just steps out to set the screens, and then it just creates the space
drive.
for him.
Yep, Gindy again. They know it's coming. They just can't stop it. 7:09 remaining, and is there a timeout or is there not a timeout? Yes, there is. Central African Republic, Gindy hustles over to the bench, the captain. Here he is, showing he is a tough customer when he puts it on the deck.
Yeah, nice hesitation there, Jeff, halfway through that move, which just stood the defense up, and he gets all the way to the hoop and finishes for the easy layup. The coaching team for Central African Republic have got some issues to sort out. They're down by 12, and it is just offense. Free throws is an issue, but it's just trying to get enough good-looking shots. And there's the bench points. 11 to 43 is a massive disparity, but they've got such top players coming off the bench, Egypt, and 7 to 10 in favour of Egypt for fast break points.
I just think the game plan for Central African Republic has been perfect. I don't think there's anything else they could have done today except make shots, whether it's been from the floor or from the line.
Yeah, more free.
They turned it over some when they shouldn't have.
Yeah, the pressure from Egypt when they needed it, they've been able to put that pressure on, double team. Central African Republic in their good runs have also forced Egypt to turn it over, but 15 turnovers, Central African Republic, and 12 for Egypt. So
you would love to be able to get some points off turnovers if you're Central African Republic, but it's so difficult to do against Egypt because their guards get back.
They do, and they've got 2, 3, 4 ball handlers, legitimate ball handlers, whereas Central African Republic with this roster,
they've got Mokongo.
They've got this guy.
Yeah, they did have Zaché running the point just a minute ago. So
Egypt have got natural point guards, very quick at both ends of the floor, and Amin just shows it there with that deflection. No way through there for Kugari. Shots up from long range, just short at the buzzer.
So we just got a message from Egypt's basketball federation, I think. So they're just wishing a speedy recovery to our player Anas Osama, who suffered a shoulder injury against the Central African Republic national team. Is undergoing an MRI scan shortly to find out the extent of the injury. So they're still uncertain, but it's serious enough to where they need to have an MRI. So fingers crossed that that's going to come back.
Yep, that's
positive.
Need players like Anas.
Mokongo for three. Oh, boy, that was big time. Big time shot. And he gets it back to 9. Just under 6.5 minutes remaining.
Egypt haven't been able to break this game open completely. And Mokongo, he needs to make those shots. If you're wide open, knock it down. Jimrabai made it, and now he's made one.
Anybody needs to make it at this point. Fortune favors the brave. Amin from the right. Oh, boy, they just haven't been able to contain him.
They went to a sort of zone there, Central African Republic, and Egypt just played it perfectly. Quick ball movement. Amin with the 3.
19 points for Amin. Felt like a dagger, that 3. Now Grabongo. He goes back to 12 points with that shot. Kugara. Runs into the defense and alertly putting it up was Grabongo. Great D by Egypt.
That was a massive effort by Egypt there, just getting all over the ball handlers, not giving any passing lanes. That was the biggest effort they've put in for a while in this game, and they've got the ball back, forced the turnover, and now maybe they can see this game out.
Three-point shot, this time it doesn't go down. That definitely would have been a dagger if it'd gone in. Hayes, meanwhile, catches it, goes up and is blocked. Great defense by Egypt to get back.
Orabi again, right in the thick of it.
Oh, and threw it to Gendy, thinking he was in the corner, but he wasn't.
That is really unfortunate. Great defense here. Thought it wasn't Orabi, but Hayes was blocked. And then Armin trying the over-the-head pass and break down the communication with him and El Gendy.
Central African Republic get it into Sato, and he's blocked right at the rim by Amin.
Perfect way to make up for a turnover. Block a shot down the other end.
He's dazzled with his offense, but he's got 4 steals. I think he's got 5 and a block. And here's another turnover on Central African Republic. Now it's we're getting into now or never time for Central African Republic. Gendy dumps it to Ali.
That's just beautiful play. Draws all the help, and he just dumps it off. For Ali Ahmed to finish right at the basket.
And Gendy now knocks it away from Cougar. It's going to be an open break, and Gendy just lays it up and in.
And they're just turning the screw now, Egypt. And Central African Republic, which is really unfortunate, are just starting to fall apart.
Well, we saw Egypt really hurt teams with their press, and we haven't seen that today per se, but we know they have that in their arsenal. Maybe they're going to save that.
And maybe don't want to show too much today, but there's been glimpses of it just when they need it.
Sato. And this thing now starting to open up in a bad way against Central African Republic, against this Egypt team. Sato goes behind the back. And in many respects, it's unfortunate for Central African Republic, because I think the score perhaps flatters Egypt just a little bit, the way that Central African Republic have been able to play defensively today.
Grabongo just, again, his hands are forward. As soon as you drop your hands from the upright position, it's going to be a call.
Well, again, he's going to get some low fives, high fives to Captain Boy. He was really out there lowering the boom for Egypt the last few minutes on both ends of the floor. Oh boy, Ali gave it back to Asaf, who wasn't ready. Mokongo, he's going to let it fly. Very intriguing basketball game, that's for sure. And another three for Amin, who has just really reached a different level today. 22 points.
Yeah, they backed off him, Jeff, and if you're going to do that, he's just going to let the shot fly and drains it. Nothing but net.
4-6 from three-point range. And Cougar gets the 3 right back.
Nice play by Central African Republic. Michael Mokongo draws the defense, kicks, and the 3 was wide open.
Central African Republic have to keep playing. Vivo gets it, and because you want to get that points differential down as well, that goal differential as much as possible. You never know about tiebreakers and how things might unfold later on in the group stage. Both these teams have a couple more games left to play. Cougar to the corner, and Mokongo going for his second 3, misses. Cougar, oh boy, just breathtaking today. Here he is, looks it off, gets in, gets blocked by Hayes. Ali though follows. Wow.
Well, Ali Ahmed just just following his teammate, just in case Amin missed. And he was blocked there by Hayes, but both players went to Amin. Ali was the next player up the floor, and he just finished it unimpeded. Egypt on the brink here.
Well, with 150 remaining, leading at 70-52. And probably, you know, a tough pill to swallow for the Central African Republic team, because they were, it's kind of like, felt like a heavyweight fight in a way. These two teams really trading blows. You know, they're right in it, and it's just this last 4 minutes, 5 minutes, where Egypt really, like you said, turned the screw, made life.
Yeah, they just seem to be able to step it up at any given point. They can put on a press, they can make some points in a run. Coach Marrow will call a timeout, he will get into them, and he gets instant response. And they come out, and whoever's on the floor, they will respond. Really been impressed with Arabe, especially with Anas going off. He has filled the gap. He's played with great intelligence, but and smartness. But you know, Amin has just been a constant.
Well, Arabi has been, you know, he's probably played a lot more for the national team, in fact, than Anas, who's kind of the up-and-comer.
Yeah.
So you would expect him to be able to provide a lot.
Yeah, he hasn't missed a beat. He's just stepped in, and Bibo as well. They've done the work of maybe Anas can do it himself, and with those guys on, they just share the workload.
Kugri takes the foul. He's getting 3 free throws. Well, there you go. I don't think Kugri is a great a great three-point shooter. I don't know why you're guarding him that close.
Yeah, they just rotated too quick, and Kugri, I think he premeditated that was going up. Regardless, they wanted to get an early shot, and Hisham just couldn't stop himself on the closeout. That typifies, unfortunately, the woes for Central African Republic, 20 of 32. They're still over 60%, and that's a lot of free throws. But he's got a good rotation and good height on his shot. You feel he's going to make most of his.
He makes just 1 of the 3 this time, or 2 of the 3 the last time, but they get the offensive rebound. So Zachet. And the dump to Hayes. Mariah attempting to make the call from the bench.
It was aggressive defense, though, from Egypt. As soon as Hayes caught the ball, they were all over him.
Good anticipation, Azab.
They're playing pressure defense right to the end here, Egypt. You know, the guys that are coming off the floor, off the bench, they want to impress Coach Marriott.
They've really, though, spread the minutes out, haven't they, today, Egypt? I mean, a lot of players. Al McCoway's played 5 minutes, but everybody else is in double digits. Maybe that's one of their advantages. They don't just go deep to their bench, but they have a rotation of 10, looks like 10 players.
There's Roman Sato's in the game right here. You know, Coach might have taken him out. 34 minutes he's played. He's played more than any of the rest of the roster. Though.
He looks to be in pretty good shape, though. To be honest, I mean, he's you know, going back to his days at Valencia. In some ways, he looks even in better shape. Here's the diving for the basketball. It's going to be tied up. So again, fingers crossed, Anas is going to be all right with the MRI. We just don't know. It definitely looked like he was in some pain with his shoulder injury. There's a replay, and it has been that type of game where players diving on the floor for loose balls, collisions, you know, around the basket, but good, hard, clean plays that were just physical plays.
Totally agree. And Both teams just going at it.
But, you know, the real difference for me today has been, I think, the quality. You know, we talk about the guard play of Egypt, but we especially talk about the guard play of Amin. He's been able to hit shots. He's made shots. He's got 22 points. You know, he's 4-6 from three-point range. Never mind the fact that he's also got 6 steals.
He's led the defensive charge every time they've needed it.
He's also got a block, which he hasn't been credited for some reason. And when you look at Central African Republic, you know, their leading scorer is Hayes, 12 points, and then they've got Cougar with 10 points, but they just haven't had anybody else. I mean, Jim Rabai and Grabongo are close to double digits, but the fact of the matter is that they have that one player in this game, and also, you know, you had Gindy that was able to come in and really drive home that lead. That's made the difference. So they had that, you know, just enough of that quality, extra quality offensively for my money. Now, can Amin play like this every game? I think he's good. I mean, I really do. He's it's interesting that he came off the bench as well.
Hayes there just reducing the deficit, making the free throw as well, and intentional call.
Yep, unsportsmanlike foul called on Sato for not playing the basketball. So wrapping him up. Watch this. Yeah, that's a great call. That's a great call.
He's trying to wrap his hand round the back of the defender, but it's the correct call.
I think Sato's frustrated more than anything. He's trying to plead his case, but that's kind of a no-brainer of a call.
Yeah,
great call by the ref, who actually is the one that made the flopping call. He's had a good afternoon. Oh, good hands by Hayes. Then does he get it off in time? No, that's it. So that's how it ends up, 72-56. 16-point triumph. Really good effort by CAF today, Central African Republic, but Egypt prevails, 72-56 in this clash, this Group B game at the FIBA AfroBasket on the opening day. Well, quite rightly, the camera focuses on number 4, Amin. He can score, but he also plays the D, and he really led this team today. And I'm sure he's going to have a lot of attention in his next game as well.
Yeah, as we look at the percentages, both teams around 60% for free throws, 27% and 29% from three, six threes and 7 threes made by Egypt. 14 assists each, rebounds are close, 21 turnovers, 6 more turnovers for Central African Republic. And with their lack of free throws, maybe they're two key areas. Hayes with 15 leads the way for Central African Republic, and Salah, or Amin, 22 points. Really pushing the boundaries for Egypt, and every time they needed a big play, he was at the fore. This is nice play again, coming off the bench with Anas going out. They were using Bibo and Orabi and Ali Ahmed to fill the gap. It was a 3 from...
Well, it's very similar in many respects to the first game, where Tunisia weren't turning on all cylinders in that first quarter.
Yep.
And maybe it took them a little bit more time to establish themselves. And I never felt like they were as comfortable as Tunisia got until the very end.
Yeah.
You know, I think Tunisia's going to present some real problems for this Egypt team, but I think Egypt have every reason to believe in their chances going into that game.
Well, they're going to have to solve the measuring issue. I mean, Anas may have been able to guard him straight up.
Yeah, now
but now they're going to have to do it as a team. Yeah, potentially. They may not have him, or he may not be at 100%. so they're going to have to rely on the other bigs to come in and spell to keep Mesri off the ball. But that's going to be an intriguing matchup, as will Guinea versus Central African Republic, because they've both got talented athletes, and when they really on, they can really be entertaining and make some big shots, just like that from Jim Rabe. But they are prone to some mistakes and turnovers if you can speed them up and get them playing out of control.
Yeah, I think on this evidence, I would still say Central African Republic are probably the favorites going into that game.
Yes,
but
I agree.
Guinea are definitely dangerous. And you know, in some respects, it depends, you know, who is going to start that game more focused, more ready to go from the very beginning, because you know, both of these teams have had, especially Central African Republic, have to feel like they gave everything today. Yeah. And it has to be a little bit disheartening. I think if they had the game tomorrow, it would be very difficult for Central African Republic. But now they get a day off, and I think they'll have another chance, another opportunity. So,
yeah, they've just got to regroup, take away the positives. There's plenty of positives. There's some really good moments for them, but they're up against a top Egyptian team, similar to Tunisia, who know how to win.
72-56, Egypt win it over the Central African Republic. And as you can see, they and Tunisia up at the top, 1-0. And Central African Republic and Guinea both 0-1. And those were the final scores. Again, Tunisia pulling away for a big win. And Egypt, maybe the score flattered them a little bit, 72-56. But nevertheless, they were certainly deserving winners.